So we're in beautiful Barcelona for Mobile World Congress 2022. I'm here with Mari-Noëlle Jégo-Laveissière, who's the Deputy CEO of Orange. Mari-Noëlle, thanks very much for joining us today and coming to chat to us. So Orange, as usual, has got a great stand on the show floor. Can you share with us a little bit more about the latest innovations being presented here, particularly around 5G, and which use cases are exciting you the most?
We have many use cases about 5G, and all the idea is, to give ideas to our customers, because 5G is about, changing processes, changing the way you work. So I love the one like you fight with cars, because it can give ideas to people that are, doing things on field, having machine that they can't drive themselves. So the idea is to give ideas so that people can say, in my business I can do that, in my business, in my processes I can do that. And then we start talking. And this is the idea, is because we do not have the right use case. This is not our business, but we need to co-build the right ones.
Okay, so you're exciting the ideas, being the catalyst for the ideas and getting people talking about them.
Exactly, and then we build, can you do that? Yes, we can do something different. And then we can go in, deeply in the process of our customers.
Okay, that sounds like a great process, great idea. Now, on a day, well, obviously we're here at Mobile World Congress this week, but on a week-by-week basis, part of your main responsibility and your strategy is to accelerate the Fibre and 5G rollout at Orange around Europe. What are the main challenges that you are facing in trying to achieve that acceleration?
Yes, convergence is key, absolutely key for our customers. This is what they are willing to get, and the COVID period has accelerated this move. So we need to deliver convergence, and fiber is key. So we need to have both. So it depends, of course, of the country, whether we were, as an incumbent in Poland or more a mobile operator like in other countries. So what we need to have is these two legs, the mobile one and the fixed one, roughly in the same size. It helps. So we've been working in many ways. So in Romania, for example, or in Belgium, we bought some companies. We did some M&A. So with Telecom Romania in Romania. So now, the process is done, so we are in the integration phase, and that's very important because it will give us, millions of households in which we will be able to deliver convergence offer. In Belgium, we are in the process to acquire VOO, so we did the signing, but then we are in the European Commission process. And we targeted end of the year, but this is absolutely key. And this was the two countries where the fixed were, really small compared to the mobile. So we need to have these two legs in order to make sure that we can deliver convergence. We need also to accelerate in Poland, in other countries. We did the Fibre in Poland, and that will help us to accelerate with a financial partner. And that's also something that we may consider elsewhere if it makes sense.
And there's always a lot of talk in the industry about how regulation and rules are holding up service providers from getting to where they want to be. Is that still the case? Is that one of the challenges that you have about being able to accelerate these things, or is the regulatory environment getting better for telcos, do you think?
I guess they have the willingness to get better. The machine in Brussels is still there, but we had good discussion in Romania, and we are ongoing in Belgium in order to try to make it as quick as possible, because the business required some speed. So we are in the process of make it possible. For Fibre, that's okay. We move forward. What we need is make sure that also in each and every country we have the spectrum for 5G. So we are starting the process in Belgium. We are still waiting for the process in Poland, in Moldova. So we need really to get that spectrum in order to make sure that we can follow the use of our customers.
Yeah, okay, great. Now, last year, Orange formed a Data and AI Ethics Council. What has that initiative achieved so far, and when can we expect to see guidelines coming out of this and to instruct ethical use of data and AI?
These ethic questions, when it comes to data and AI, is very important. I've been part of the expert group of the European Commission on that. Not only telco, there's people from the public sector, people from the private sector, trying to work together to see is there anything special with AI. For data, we have the GDPR, and I guess it's a good thing, and it is implemented everywhere. So, is it different? What should we take care of something else? So we've been working on that. We have guidelines. So the question now is how to make it highly practical, operational. Because it's ethics. It's something which is a big word for a developer or a project manager. So what we really need to do, if we do have these guidelines in the company, we have people in charge everywhere in the teams, so that people knows how ask questions. That we have very, very small Q&A so that they can check that they are doing things well. So this is the way we are working to make it on a day-to-day basis in the work of our people, marketing, developers, because AI is, it's very important to understand that it's not just about experts. It's everyone. Yeah. Because if you don't put the right data in the process, the output will not be the good one. So it's really about the business by itself. So we decided also to have this external point of view in order to give us advice, to look at what we're doing. And that's very important because then we can have questions. We can also, people can raise hands, ask questions externally. And it's a place where we can brainstorm, when we can work together. If I can give you a very simple example, the one use case that has been reviewed by the committee is about how to target the sport offer. Usually we can say that sport is a little more for men than for women. So we really took care of having a panel with 50-50 male and women, right. Young people, more mature people, I should say, to make sure that the algorithm did not get any biased, but were trying to offer to everyone the right offer. So this is an ongoing process, but we learn a lot in order to make sure that we do not have any, picture in mind that we should not reproduce.
Absolutely, yes. I think that's long been one of the stated challenges. Remove bias from the whole process. Yeah. Otherwise, like you say, the outcome is never going to be fair and as good ethically as it possibly could be. Now, you're the Deputy CEO at Orange, and you have a new CEO coming in who is also a female executive. What are the main challenges in being a female leader at a company in an industry that is still very male-dominated? And how can you overcome those challenges? And also at the same time, do you see more female senior executives coming into this industry, and maybe that growing over time as well?
It's coming, too slowly, but it's coming. And Christelle Heidemann will be our new CEO, and Stefan has been a tremendous CEO, but I'm happy now to have Christelle as a CEO, and we were on Sunday with my counterpart in Vodafone, which is Sharpil, and my counterpart in Dutch Telecom, which is also a woman. So we were all three, Dominique, Sharpil, and myself, and they said that Europe is the place where we have women in tech. But it's bringing, diversity, it's bringing value for all of us. So I had still many meetings this morning when I was the only one, but I used to it. So it has been the case for 20 years. So it's fully okay, and I managed to work with everyone. But the work that we are building together, us and partners, tech companies, is going to be for 50-50 male and female. So we need to make sure that we build it the right way. It's like for AI, we need to make sure that it will we can feel it for everyone. So we need to accelerate. So we see it for the my counterpart and within Orange. So it's coming. It's too slow. So I have the opportunity to be in a company where we take care of this diversity, and that's the case in many companies, but it is also a much broader issue for me, because we need also to make sure that young women, girls are, willing to go in that direction. There will be many jobs, many opportunities. So this opportunity has to be for all of us.
Absolutely. Great. Now that's obviously an industry-wide, and it doesn't matter what sector, that's something that impacts all sectors. And another thing that impacts everybody is sustainability. And particularly in the telecom sector in the past year, there has definitely been a greater focus on improving energy efficiency, which is obviously has the green angle, but also, of course, the economic angle, especially as now energy prices are going in the wrong direction for everybody. Is this a greater focus for you and your job and for Orange in particular on a day-to-day basis? And is there anything particular that processes, products, tools, technologies that are helping to improve energy efficiency?
This is absolutely key. And as you said, even more today when it comes to the efficiency part, but for the climate change issue that we are all facing, we need to be part of the solution. And as we know, we are part of the problem, part of the issue, and part of the solution. So we need to push our customers to be more efficient and so on, but we need to start by ourselves. This is absolutely mandatory. So what I used to say to the team is triple less. Less energy, less CO2, less cost. And it has to be done at the same time. So we really need to work with the vendors, with our partners, to make sure that the energy that we do consume per megawatt, we need to make sure that the energy that we consume with the data is the lowest and is decreasing year after year. We were with a vendor this morning and they were explaining that from one generation to another one, there is a 10 to 15 decrease in energy consumption per megabytes. And this is what we need to keep looking for, because the data is growing. So if we want to get a stable or a decreasing energy consumption for the company, it has to be extremely efficient per megabyte. So this is less energy. The second one is less CO2. So we are building, we are trying to sign PPAs, power purchase agreement, in order to make sure that on the long term, we can have green energies everywhere. And that's not an easy task, but we have signed one end of December in Poland. It will be running beginning of 24. So we really have a target in our strategic plan for 2025. And it has to be done this year, because we see that it takes time. So there is a big push in order to make sure that together with partners, because we need to work with others, we can really be part of the solution. That's absolutely key. On the other side, what we are also trying to do is reuse. We are doing it for the network equipments. This is what we call the Oscar program that we also show there. How can we reuse stuff? Because it can be used in another country, it can be used for another purpose, and that's also the case for the device. We want to have what we call the RE program: repair, return, refurbish. Meaning, we would like our customers to, give back their devices, because it's full of things that we can reuse. We need to sell refurbished devices, and we need also to make sure that we have everywhere a device that we can repair. Because usually, when anything is broken, you just, give it, away. So we need to make sure that these more and more, is offered to our customers in all our geographies, for the customers that are willing to, of course.
Okay, great. Now, the working day at MWC always starts early, but ends late as well, and the work goes into the evening, goes into the town, into the bars and restaurants. When you're out in Barcelona, what is your tapas choice, your number one choice on the tapas menu, and what would you get to drink with that tapas?
Good questions. To be honest, quite simple. So my favorite one is pan con tomatoes. I must admit that I had some artichoke croquetas that were absolutely fabulous. And a beer, of course.
Well, now I'm hungry again, because that sounds fantastic. Mari-Noëlle, thank you very much for joining us today. Pleasure.
Thank you.